This is exactly why the WNBA and USA Basketball and everybody else that's got access to Caitlin Clark should be trying to push her to the top of everything. Because do you know why we wanted to look at this last night? Because of Caitlin Clark.
How one of the rising stars is thrilling, it's shocking that talent pushed the WNBA to reevaluate the entire season format. But why is the league making such drastic adjustments to the 2017 season? Fever games will not be included in half-season ticket packages by WNBA teams because they would lose too much money. The stats don't lie. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA spokesperson.
So we know the Caitlin Clark effect is real, obviously. It is incredibly obvious that it's real. But this might just sum it up more than anything else.
The WNBA just announced a historic ruling that is drawing attention and generating questions. The league's new ticket pricing packaging plan for the 2018 season will not include the Indiana Fever.
Want to add a team to Miami? I don't think people understand the market. You don't add franchises when you're losing money, let alone if one of those places is Miami. We had a team for 3 years. They shut down because they played with black curtains around the arena. They were playing in front of 500 people.
That goes back to the point of the pressure being on Caitlin because they're adding because they think that she's going to...
Why would you even consider Miami among the teams? People don't...
This change, however, is not as confusing as it might seem at first. Rather, it is all related to the Caitlin Clark effect, a phenomena that is already changing the league's tactics and highlighting this rising star's enormous importance.
The half-season ticket to receive access to add-on to Fever games. The Go has her own package. She literally has her own package. They could even sell out Gamebridge for day one of Fever camp. They 100% could. I'm sorry, they could sell out Gamebridge for day one of Fever's training camp. There's a 0% chance that...
The WNBA is taking a risk by removing the Fever from this specific ticketing plan in an attempt to take advantage of the extraordinary buzz surrounding Clark and increase revenue and fan interaction like never before.
Saying the schedule and just being back to what I've called a normal life in the WNBA has been massive. But to quickly run through a couple of other things, and we're going to talk about Aaliyah Boston and Clark here momentarily, so I won't go too deep into that one. Their pairing has been fantastic.
There is no denying Caitlin Clark's influence on basketball. Basketball fans are enamored with the young phenomenon, who is renowned for her amazing scoring skills, long shooting range, and thrilling performances. Her appearance on the court garners a lot of interest nationwide, and her matches are increasingly becoming must-see occasions.
Strikes again, this time catapulting the WNBA to levels they didn't think were possible if we only look back 2 years from now. Caitlin Clark has put the WNBA #1 on Morning Consult's fastest growing brands of 2020.
The WNBA is eager to capitalize on her impact in order to increase its visibility and income after realizing the surge in popularity. With Clark's team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, already building a sizable fan base, the league is attempting to focus its marketing resources on games that offer the highest returns by removing the Indiana Fever from the ticket price packaging strategy, which usually bundles games together to encourage broader attendance. They are betting that her move to the professional league will continue that momentum, drawing even larger audiences and generating significant revenue.
Clark comes to town, we're going to be adding 10 times the price, probably. You're probably looking at $300 tickets when Caitlin Clark comes to town.
The league can create a premium experience that capitalizes on the excitement Clark brings by carefully pricing tickets and packaging games featuring her. This strategy is not just about maximizing short-term profits. It's a long-term investment in the league's future with the goal of raising its profile and gaining a larger fan base. The WNBA is aware that players like Caitlin Clark are uncommon and that their capacity to attract large audiences and media attention can change the course of the league. As a result, scheduling games that feature Clark's squad enables the league to highlight its most marketable asset, boosting television viewership, merchandise sales, and interest in women's basketball in general.
The Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting. I honestly can't wait until the season's back in so we can get more about basketball.
On the other hand, the Indiana Fever's omission from this specific plan reflects current market conditions rather than being a disservice to the team. There is no doubting Caitlin Clark's influence, and the NBA's decision shows how much the league depends on her to boost its standing and financial status, even though the team is still rebuilding and honing their talent, and may not have the star power or fan appeal to match the spectacle that Clark's games are expected to provide. The WNBA is at a watershed in its history, signaling a shift toward more aggressive marketing tactics and a greater emphasis on star power to advance the league. As supporters eagerly await the start of the season, the WNBA's bold moves demonstrate the growing recognition of women's sports as a lucrative and exciting arena. The league is expected to new heights by showcasing how strategic innovation and star power can transform the professional women's basketball scene through Clark's dynamic appeal. There have been speculations that the WNBA plans to make a significant change for the 2017 season. There have been suggestions that the league was initially worried that these adjustments might lead to losses.
The Caitlin Clark effect. What does that mean to you?
What an incredible human being she is. Not only does she represent Iowa, but she represents women's basketball. She represents women's sports.
But in spite of these worries, the WNBA has implemented a creative ticket packaging strategy to draw more fans to games, especially those involving dominant teams like the Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces. Under the new plan, fans can now buy a package that entitles them to 5 different games, including matches against some of the league's most popular teams, like the Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces. The WNBA is providing both ardent fans with a more inexpensive option and casual viewers with an opportunity to become more connected with the sport by combining 3 games into one. This approach appears to be a direct reaction to the WNBA's increasing popularity, which has been fueled in part by players like Caitlin Clark's incredible performances that have renewed interest in the league. The league's leadership seems to be counting on the increased visibility and the allure of attending multiple games at a single discounted price to outweigh any potential. The cheaper bundles related financial risks the ability to fill more seats for a variety of games, including ones that might not normally draw big crowds, is one of the strategy's major benefits.
Wilson, the face of the league. I'm sorry, you don't need to purchase a 10-game package for the option to watch AJ Wilson play basketball. You don't.
Additionally, by increasing the number of attendees, this move may encourage secondary spending on concessions, merchandise, and other arena activities, further offsetting any initial revenue reductions from ticket discounts. The league may see a significant increase in these ancillary revenue streams. Despite the early financial risk rumors, the WNBA's choice to move forward with this ticket packaging strategy shows a proactive attitude to expanding the sport is a calculated risk that shows the league is optimistic about its future and the rising stature of its players. Games with teams like the Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces are included to guarantee that the package gives its high entertainment value, makes it a tempting offer for both new and returning fans.
Iconic figure like a Michael Jordan, like a Tiger Woods, like a Serena Williams. Nike just invested in her $28 million, which I think should be way more.
To be able to carry the pressure of always being on, always being ready, always having to say the right thing and making sure that like you're as delicate as possible, trying to come across as like not only a great person, but the great athlete that she is. She also carries herself.
The WNBA's recent decision to make drastic changes to its upcoming season, driven by the electrifying influence of Caitlin Clark, has sent shockwaves through the league. What's even more telling is the exclusion of Indiana Fever from these adjustments, which speaks volumes about the extraordinary demand to see Clark in action once again. The league is positioning itself for sustained growth and greater visibility in the sports world by taking advantage of the popularity of teams like the Aces and the Sky and giving fans the opportunity to see multiple games at a discounted rate.